Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another instalment of the Division 2 Racing Series F1. I am Primus Gaming, and joined with me is Vettel SF1. How are you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. Bahrain, quite a favourite for most people in the F1 community, I feel.
Definitely. I think it's safe to say, from Season 1 and 2, some really good battles have happened here in the past in most divisions, actually. And I think it's actually one of my favourite night races. I personally think.
Well, I personally prefer Singapore, but I got to admit,
Singapore
under the lights.
is nice.
Under the lights, it's a nice track.
Rightio, but it's good to see today we've got a full grid. I didn't know if in the first instalment of the season if we had 20 drivers, because I was away for personal reasons. So it's good to be back. And this is actually my first session for the F2 division. I was in the social races, but they weren't the official start to the season. So obviously, whatever happened wasn't like point scoring anything. It's more like testing / getting to know your cars and teammates. But a very competitive grid, from what I could tell. I caught up a little bit of Vettel before the beginning of the beginning of this commentating session, just to recap on what happened. And Shrimper currently being the championship leader in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. I think actually that was a Ferrari coming out of the pits now. That's either Shrimper or Stroll.
It's Stroll.
Stroll. Oh, we got a car already out on track. It's both the Williams. The first car out actually on the track is RSF1 Waiter.
Or Crutchlow or Brundle, whatever which one you want to pick.
He's like the man with the cash. He's had many different names. And so looking forward to getting on with today's session. We'll stay on board with the Williams car as he gears up for his flying lap. I want to take this opportunity to thank all of RSF1, for coping through with some tough bugs going in the game. I know 2020 hasn't really been had a really smooth start in terms of online functions, but RSF1, we're here to stick through it. So I'd like to thank the committee and everyone else upstairs for their hard work. It's very much appreciated, because people like me and Vettel will be able to do the jobs we love in the comms box and drive.
For sure wouldn't. Right,
and
so
on board with RSF1 Waiter, would you like to take the honours, or would you like me to?
I think it's okay if you do.
Roger that. Well, going through turn 1, he had a little bit of a kick of oversteer coming out of turn 1. Now through turns 2 and 3, it's very nice and smoothly done with the DRS now active, and now he chucks the car into turn 4. A little bit late on the throttle coming out of turn 4, but nonetheless he's still persisting through. Now gone through turns 5, 6 and 7, looking kind of tidy. Now through turn 8, still pretty good. Crutchlow or Waiter, whatever you want to call him, he's doing very good. Now through turns 9 and 10, very good. I think he probably could have caught the apex just a little bit more there, but he got a very good run coming out of turn 10. Now through into turn 11, you have to be very careful not to catch too much of the curb on the outside when going into turn 11. And now here's the most dangerous part, turn 12. Catch that inside curb and that car will just go. It won't stay. Now through turn 13, Crutchlow gets a bit of a wide exit coming out, but he's still keeping the momentum going. He's still got the fastest second sector on his teammate, Grantastrophe. Grunt here around the last corner. Turns 15 and... turn 14 and 15. Waiter comes across the line to set a 1:26.1. And Grunty, or Grantastrophe, Grunty has done a 26.3, so very good work there by Grunt. The next car we got coming across the line is the Alfa Romeo. It's of XFR Peanut. And Peanut does a 26.8, and here becomes a Ferrari, and that is Stroll. yeah, he did. Just want to talk to you about something quickly, Vettel. I don't know if Codemasters is going to chuck it into the game, but we've got a few new tracks coming up in the real-life F1 calendar, consisting of Mugello, Imola, Portugal, and a return of the Nürburgring. So, how are you feeling on that?
Well, only one of those tracks, or two of those tracks I actually like, but I don't like Mugello. It's very, very boring, especially with GT3, which I've done in the past. Nürburgring is a fantastic track. I'm surprised we're still not using it, to be honest. And Imola is always going to be a cult classic, isn't it? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to the real-life races.
Imola famously being where the unfortunate passing of F1 legend Ayrton Senna occurred at the San Marino Grand Prix. And after a while, eventually, we saw battles consisting of Juan Pablo Montoya and Michael Schumacher back in the Ferrari and BMW days, which was good old days. But it's good to see its return, and it's really cool to see how the 2020 cars will actually fare around the track. Meanwhile, Stroll goes P6, and Peanut's been knocked down to P7. Snodrod in 4th with a 26.435, and K-Mag actually took the fastest lap of the session of a 26.1 in the Renault, so very good work for the Renault driver.
Yeah, sure, it's a good lap, 26.1. I imagine a low 26
however,
will get you through.
Former F1 driver Verstappen in the McLaren comes across the line, and he goes 8th fastest, so it looks like he actually had to back off on that lap. He must have had a mistake somewhere, and he's now going back around, and he's going to try again. So we'll quickly stay on board with the McLaren driver as he gets a very nice cut there through turns 2.
There we go, 26.0.
Nice, so the Mercedes takes the fastest lap of the session, so impressive pace there by the Mercedes driver. Around the last corner is actually going to be Iox in the Haas. And
in the pits.
It looks like he's gone into the pits. Oh, it's unfortunate.
Raver is coming up next towards the line, I think.
Yep, we actually got a Ferrari as well. That's just Stroll coming into the pit. Yep, here comes Braver Container in the other Mercedes with his teammate Moronix. Where can Braver get? He gets 9th fastest in the other Mercedes. Verstappen, however, fastest second sector.
It's probably going to be a 25, I think. So no, he was looking pretty quick in practice.
Very racy in Season 2. But where is Verstappen going to get? He goes and crosses the line. 4th fastest. That was a decent lap there by the McLaren. We've got the AlphaTauri of Lukey now coming up. No, that was Sturridge. Sorry, that was Sturridge beginning his lap. We've got another Mercedes on his way. There's a racing point. There's not really many cars on the track at the moment.
No.
On board with the AlphaTauri. Rightio. Well, currently in the elimination zone, as it stands with 10 minutes left of this Q1 session, is Sturridge, Element Snow, Lukey, Steerage. Yeah, we've got 2 of them, so we might get confused there. And Rapid Sprays.
Oh, right. Oh, Steerage, not Sturridge. Oh, he must be new then. So I don't remember seeing him last week.
I think Steerage was actually in the testing session. I think I remember that was back in the Hungary. On board with Sturridge, however, in the other AlphaTauri, his teammate Lukey is actually up ahead. Is now going to cross the line momentarily. Sturridge actually went faster in the first sector, but he didn't go fastest in the second sector. So it'll be interesting to see where the AlphaTauri goes. But Lukey in the first AlphaTauri crosses the line, and he goes 12th fastest with a 28.1. And here comes his teammate Sturridge. Sturridge is now going to cross the line into the DRS and go 6th fastest. Impressive.
Yeah, decent lap from the AlphaTauri there.
And here comes the Ferrari of Shrimper.
Oh, he's out now. Be interesting to see what Shrimper gets, our last race winner.
I'll let you take it away with the onboard of Shrimper.
Right, on the RS, down this main straight, very, very easy to slipstream behind your teammate. Coming down into turn 1, you want to keep it wide, hit the apex, bit of short shifting, try and get over this curve as much as possible, straight back onto the power, DRS. Coming down into turn 4, try and keep a wide line, then cut inwards, hit the curve slightly, straight back on the power. The fast left-right. Some say inspired a bit by Turkey, I think. Down in the first again, right back up the power. Then possibly the hardest braking point on the game. Yep, bit of a lock-up from Shrimper. The DRS again, going straight down into turn 15. Turn 11, try and keep it wide, straight back on the power. Do not touch that curve because you will probably crash out. Down at a 4, maybe a bit of 3rd, up straight to 5th, straight back on the power. You can take quite a wide line into this and then cut straight back in. Down at a 3rd, up to 4. Straight back onto the power, now it's a coast along with the DRS towards the line, and it is a 26.1.
Must have lost time there in the second sector. I think that lockup that occurred in turns 10 actually costed Shrimper some serious time. Even so, the top, the top 12 was actually only separated by 0.8 of a second. So a 26 is a good lap time, but with how close they are, it's hard to tell how far you'll climb up the board.
Yeah,
Rapid Sprays is
tight.
Carry on, sorry, Vettel?
Yeah, it is very close at the moment. I imagine getting anywhere in the mid-26s will probably get you through. It's hard to tell because track evolution at Bahrain is very, very quick.
And on board with Rapid Sprays, the runner-up in Season 2, behind Tomek Brezina, who is the previous F2 champion. He's now coming through the second sector. Had a little bit of a wobble actually coming out of turn 8. Going through the second sector, however, he still goes fastest. He went fastest in the first sector, and he went fastest in the second sector. So Rapid Sprays is definitely looking very good in the Honda-powered Red Bull, and now gets a very nice wide berth going into turns 14. Now through 15, he's about approaching the DRS marker. DRS active now, and Rapid Sprays will cross the line and go 10th fastest. He lost serious time somewhere.
He might, maybe the delta was a little incorrect, because I know it can randomly give out purple sectors.
Ah, okay. That's the game getting our hopes high.
Yeah, most likely. Strange to see
Brindy.
the element hasn't been on.
Brindy boy, Verstappen's teammate in McLaren, actually out-qualifies him and goes 5th fastest. So down he goes. Moronix is still on top of the table with a 26.070. Shrimper and Top Notch are actually blocked with the same lap time. A 26.170, and Waiter only beating them by 0.003 of a second. So definitely close racing there. And quickly go on board with Iox in the Haas, who previously drove for Toro Rosso in Season 2. Goes across the last corner now through turn 15 onto the DRS. How can this Haas do? 6th fastest, impressive. And now, as you said it, by the way, Vettel, Element Snow has finally emerged out of the shadows.
Finally, with his Alexander Albon inspired helmet. I imagine that's what it looks like.
It almost kind of looks like Albon's helmet. I wonder if they'll do DLC based on certain drivers' helmets or anything like that.
I hope so.
Because I mean, like, you know, the items in the store is pretty cool and all, but like, I'd like some to have like a flag of your choice. So if you wanted to make like a special race helmet.
Yeah.
But you know, what we still got right now is pretty cool. It's much more helmet options than we hit. Oh, okay. Hopefully Element didn't just ruin his next lap. But it's good to see we've got some more helmet customization than we did in F1 2019. And I'm going to quickly load up the Twitch chat. And now on board with Element Snow, the only car who has not set a qualifying lap time. Luckily, his invalidation there on his out lap didn't affect his actual flying lap, so Element Snow can get underway. So going into turn 1, goes Element Snow. He gets a little bit of a slow entry going through turns 2 there. So I don't know if that costed him some time.
I know.
He's not going down the straight.
A 25.7 is a decent sector time. I'll see what he's done. Ooh.
He did a 28.2. It looks like what happened there in turn 1 seriously costed Element some pace. And it could prove detrimental for his lap if he doesn't improve. And it could actually result into Element Snow possibly being eliminated from the qualifying session, because 8 tenths separate first place and 17th place. The gap is that close. 18th, 19th and 20th are the only positions that are outside of the 26th catastrophe. A 25! A 25.9! Only 1,000th of a second away from getting a 26 clean.
I think he'll take this 25 though.
Yeah, so the first car to chop his way in there. So very good work there by Grunt, and it pushes Moronics down to second place. However, Element Snow, after that, a little bit of a poor run there through turns 1 and 2, 3. Actually, it really didn't affect him. Element Snow goes 19th fastest. He'll actually be eliminated from the qualifying session if he doesn't go back around. So he will have a little bit of work ahead of him. Meanwhile, Breezy, Stroll, Peanut and Lukey are going to be joining him in an elimination if they all don't improve.
I'm surprised to see Moronics come out on fresh softs, considering he was fastest for ages. I didn't think he would need to. Oh, there we go, the Mercedes too. Why am I not surprised?
There they are. Stroll, one of the Scuderia, goes 14th fastest, so Stroll is not safe because he's got people like Rapid Sprays all that behind him. So it's definitely going to be a scary day if you're racing for the Ferrari. Meanwhile, Breezy comes by, he goes 3rd fastest. What's an improvement from being down in the elimination zone and into the top 3? I bet he'd be resting easy now.
He sure will, I'd imagine.
Good work. And now we got a McLaren. That's the McLaren of Verstappen. Now it goes down through turn 14 into 15. Cut that beautifully. Look at that. And Verstappen on the DRS. Is he going to try and go for the fastest lap and beat Grantashevy? He does. He gets a 25.7. Impressive work by Verstappen.
Moronics isn't out yet, though. He's 2 tenths up at his lap. That was Rapid Sprays, who tried to get a cheeky bit of toe off of the slowing down McLaren, who tried to let him go by, and almost resulted in a collision there because Verstappen stopped to let him go. And from Moronics.
A 25.9 from Moronics only just puts him slightly behind Verstappen.
Just gonna make it across the line.
And he doesn't go up into Q2. So currently as it stands, oh no, I think Element just made it. Yeah, sorry. Element is still got a chance. Rapid Spray's now actually just been moved down into the relegation area of being knocked out in Q1. Meanwhile, Snodvod's the driver in danger. Muddy Biscuit will not continue his qualifying sessions. Muddy Biscuit is out and so is Peanut. Lukey is also out. So the only cars that could knock himself back up into the pecking order of into Q2 is Rapid Sprays and Element Snow. Rapid Sprays goes fastest in the second sector, but I don't know if that's actually true, if that's the game just giving us false hope. We'll find out.
He's only 1,000th behind this time. And I know he had a pretty scruffy first sector.
And Rapid Sprays, can he put himself into safety? He doesn't! Rapid Sprays is out!
Oh, the same time as Snodvodson 19.
Oh no! Only 1,000th of a second could have saved Rapid Spray. Snodvod is not safe yet because Element Snow is actually still on a lap. So this Red Bull, this could be a bad day if you're a fan of the Red Bull. And
He's out of
could
fuel, I
this
think.
be their redemption? He is out of fuel. No! That's the end of Red Bull's day for the qualifying session anyways, and that is unlucky to the pair of them. So as it stands, that is your drivers eliminated. Both the Red Bulls of Rapid Sprays and Element Snow. Lukey is out, XFR Peanut is out, and Muddy Biscuit joins them as well. Meanwhile, Snodvod just clutching onto straws there in P15, just makes it through. Sturridge, he also makes it through, so the only AlphaTauri left to get through into Q2, and I'll hand over to Vettel to go over the top three.
Currently in P3 is Grunty with a 25.999. Second we have RS Moronics with a 125.937. And P1 by some margin is RSF1 Verstappen, who is on a 125.742. Currently fastest driver.
Meanwhile, I actually think Top Notch is the only car left on track.
Sure is.
So he had a little bit of traffic there from the racing point, and the Renault, luckily not obstructing him. Going through the mid-sector goes Top Notch.
Slightly up
Still
this
looking
time
good,
as well.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good, but Top Notch doesn't really need to complete the lap. He's in P7, so he's definitely safe for the qualifying session. Going into the hairpin of turn... What? Wait, what? Oh, that must have been the after time. A very interesting Q1 session. And there has been your top three, and I'll quickly scroll down to your drivers eliminated. So there is our 5 out of Lukey, Element, Peanut, Muddy, and Rapid Sprays. Very interesting to see Rapid Sprays actually down there because, again, I saw this guy in Season 2 in a Ferrari, and he actually dominated pretty much the third quarter of Season 2. He won every single race, and even in the final race, which was the championship decider, he won it. But obviously, Brezina, being in a good point-scoring position, managed to secure the championship win, leaving Rapids feeling a little bit bitter. But in the end, he did everything right. He got fastest lap and won. There's a little bit of RSF1 history. Yeah, Top Notch. It's because it was the timer after the qualifying session. When the timer runs out, there's like a 3-minute bonus time for any car that's on a lap to finish what they're doing. And it looks like yours a little bit late out, I'm afraid. But yeah, anyways, so that's a little bit of F1, RSF1 history for you. Obviously, the Season 1 F2 champion was Magic Marks. And I actually wonder how Magic Marks is doing nowadays.
No, I haven't seen Marks for quite a while, actually.
It's certainly been a long time. It's really weird because, RSF1 may be in its third season, but, it still feels quite fresh,
Yeah, I've got to admit, it feels fresh.
And it looks like we've got a Mercedes coming out of the pits. Yep, it is Moronics, who just got caught out by a Hassan Racing Point.
No, Grunty is first out.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on the outside now.
Oh, it is Grunt. I didn't see the Williams get out.
Interesting, going on the soft tyres.
Yeah, and especially on a track. A track on a hot climate, especially a track in the Middle East, it'll be a hot track surface, which means the softer compounds will take more of a battering. But Grunt's going for a little bit of a different strategy. He might be going for a soft medium. You think it's maybe a 2-stop, actually? Is it soft, medium, soft?
The fastest 2-stop is soft, medium, soft, but you cannot do a 1-stop with softs and hards.
Oh, so it looks like no matter what on this track, you have to do the 2-stop. So Grunt
Unless you
is actually
qualify
looking
in
to
the
get
medium, and then go to the hard tyre at the end.
Yeah. Here we go. Gruntastrophe is now on his flying lap. He's actually still weaving, which actually can be quite bad if you're on a flying lap, because a weave can actually cost you just a minor little bit of time. Even if it's just thousandths or hundredths of a second, it's still dear time, because you never know if you're going to need that. He's still weaving. Oh wait, no, he's not on a flying lap. Is that a mistake?
You might not have realised that he didn't have it on. Moronic is going for a lap though, on the soft tyres.
He's still weaving though. So on board with the Mercedes of RS Moronics. Oh! Bit of a twitchy moment coming out of turn 3. He saved it luckily, and he's still going, but that really would hurt his lap time.
It sure would.
Rocking the Black Lives Matter livery for the Mercedes with the end racism marks on the halo of the car, plus the We Racers one. Actually, Vettel, wanted to say, what do you prefer for the Mercedes? Do you prefer them being the silver arrows, or do you think the black actually is a nice change for them?
Well, I prefer the pink one, but you know. I just think it looks better.
It is quite nice. Moronics still going for the lap, and it looks like Grunt is going for the lap, but might have accidentally forgotten that he's not got his ERS on.
At
So
32.6.
Grunt does a 32.6. I actually don't think he realised his mistake there. Snodvod crosses the line.
26.
Oh, a 26.6. Good work from him. IX goes second fastest. Moronics backed off. A 28.4. That would have definitely been a fastest lap. He lost a couple of seconds there by braking. I think he realises that he could potentially go faster on the medium compound tyre. Meanwhile, Stroll in the Scarlet Red Ferrari goes third fastest on the mediums. More cars are on the track. A AlphaTauri goes seventh fastest. Shrimper in the other Ferrari. Around the last corner he goes, the race winner on Australia. Can he get a good starting position get a good position in Q2 on the soft compound tyre? He does. A 26.1. A very good work there from the Ferrari.
Yeah, I imagine Shrimper will be starting on those tyres now. I'm a little confused though by the people setting 28s, why they've wasted a set of these tyres. But
the gamble that they're willing to take, but it is very costly when doing that.
Yeah, especially if they have to use their race set of softs, because you might get a safety car at the end, and then you've got to go under the medium tyre, which will be significantly slower than everybody else.
So I've got a lot of traffic going through sectors 2 and 3. Just at the end part, it's quite a clump of cars. Meanwhile, we're on board with Breezy, who's about to do his flying lap. Yeah, but luckily he's on his out lap, so it's not too bad for him. RSK Mag, why can't I control my ERS on quality? It's stuck on mode 2. Must be an account thing, I don't know. Braver Container, my Xbox just turned itself off. They set 28s because they perform better with a Delta on old softs. So that is probably the reason why we saw people doing 28s on the soft compound tyre there, Vettel. And they're just warming up the tyres, holding up, and then going for another lap to try and get a good time. Now we're on board with Breezy.
I'm pretty sure they're not old softs, they've only got one lap on them.
Breezy going through his turn 2 and 3. Still looking very good in the racing point. So now getting a move up into turns 4. Pretty good work there by Breezy. fastest first sector, but he got a little bit wide there going out turn 5, and a little bit turn 6, and he goes off the track! Oh, that was close! Broken front wing, but Breezy lives to tell the tale. Unfortunately, though, those mediums will have been brutally savaged by that incident he just had. Meanwhile, Steerage, we're on board with the Renault, who just is about to pass the limping racing point. He's done a fastest first sector on the soft compound tyre. It's interesting to see what this car can do. Renault going through turn 10. He's got the racing point who just surrendered on the inside there to let him pass it. Very good work from Breezy, not obstructing any of the faster cars. There we go, through into turn 11. Very good work there by Steerage. However, can he keep this momentum going through turns 12? Can he get a fastest second sector? He does. He's on a very good lap on those soft compound tyres. I haven't actually seen how Steerage can operate in a little bit, so it's been good to see how fast he can go in the second sector, especially on the soft compound tyre versus the medium runners. He gets a very wide berth going through turn 14 into turn 15. Very good on the traction there. Coming out of the last corner, Steerage goes second fastest on the soft behind Trimper.
Nice lap, nice lap. I think Steerage is stitching.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is stitching.
I just remember stitching using a different
I
game
think
attack in Australia.
Slinky Buzz.
That was it, Slinky Buzz, yeah. Unless stitching isn't racing.
No, he's on holiday. It's not stitching.
Fair enough.
Meanwhile, Brindy Boy got a fastest first sector on the medium compound tyre in the McLaren. Through turn 10. Oh, a little bit of a wobble coming out turn 10. Doing quite good though. Got slowing. Yeah, it's a slowing Williams by the looks of it. I think it belongs to RSF1 way too. It actually goes 4th fastest, and Snodvod goes 3rd fastest still on those soft compound tyres. Brindy Boy just crossed the second sector zone, and he didn't purple the second sector, so he has lost some time. I think that was in that little bit of a wobble he had coming out of turn 10.
It must have been a nice final corner though.
Going through the last corner goes Brindy Boy on the mediums, and he goes 6th fastest, so it's pretty good. It's chucked down Grunt into the danger area. Sturridge actually on the soft compound tyre in 11th place.
Here comes Verstappen.
Yep.
26. Oh no,
No, a 27. Just about missed out. K-Mag, however. No, it's not K-Mag. I think that's Steerage going into the pits. I thought that was K-Mag on his way. Sturridge. Yeah, Sturridge on a lap. Sturridge on the soft compound tyre. Obviously, he wasn't impressed with his 42.4 previously made. The AlphaTauri. Oh!
25.8.
25.8! Good lap! Sturridge has I actually have to say, I think Sturridge has definitely secured his position into Q3 with that lap. Very impressive.
Yeah, he's 100% starting on those tyres now.
Yep, he's dedicated to that, so I think it's the end of his qualifying session. If it goes any more longer now, he's going to risk destroying those tyres. Meanwhile, Grantastrophe just went to do a 127.3, pushes him up into P7. Braver Container in the Mercedes is now coming on his outlap with 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Moronix has actually gone back out onto the track as well.
Yeah, he originally set the tyres on the time on the softs. Same with Notch, so I think they're going to be improving. So
we'll
Stroll
go
is at risk as well.
Yep, and well, he's actually at a risk of being knocked down by both the Mercs, Top Notch, K-Mag and Breezy. So we're on board now with Braver Container, who's now driving in Valtteri Bottas's car, going through turn 4. Looks like a good lap, I'm not going to lie. Looks like a very clean start to the lap. Not the fastest first sector though, but Braver has been keeping it nice and tidy, and he actually invalidated coming out wide out of turn 6.
Very easy to do.
That's turn 7.
Moronic's
Go back
teammate
around.
is on a pretty nice lap.
Actually beating his time by 0.3 of a second. Moronics, who's driving in Lewis Hamilton's car. Around the last corner goes Moronics, formerly a Division 1 driver. Can Moronics set himself up into the top 10?
27-0.
Nicely done. No medium runner has actually gotten into the 26s yet. That's quite a surprise.
J-Mac goes a second with a 26-0.
Oh, now that's a good lap. That's looked at both the Renault. Might be safe. Meanwhile, we're going to be losing a Ferrari. Stroll has enough time to go out onto the track, though, but he needs to make the calls soon. Meanwhile, Braver Container now crosses the line.
Not sure, only 10th.
Yeah, something must have happened to Braver Container.
I think he invalidated.
Oh yeah, he invalidated. Yeah, he invalidated. Sorry, I completely forgot about that. Round the second last corner now through turns 15
Breezy.
goes Breezy in the final racing point.
27-8.
Only 13th fastest. He has enough time if he can harvest some ERS and his fuel. He can go back around, but that's up to him if he wants to do that, or if he feels comfortable finishing in P13 for the qualifying session. He can if he likes. Now he's got a McLaren behind him. I think that belongs to Brindy Boy. That does.
It does.
Stroll. My
out.
throttle is sticking. What's happened to Stroll?
Oh, he's coming now again.
Oh, okay.
Braver Container on a nice lap here. Nice exit from turn 13.
Yeah,
He's
the
going to
ability
go.
to
Yeah, he's going to go
make
wide
up.
line.
Nicely done.
26.
Nice! What a recovery! Up into P6 goes the formerly known Silver Arrow. And that's a very good job from him. Top notch, looks like he's peeling into the pits. Meanwhile, Stroll in the Ferrari is beginning his flying lap with 44 seconds to spare. Going on board now with RSF1 Stroll, who's rocking in Charles Leclerc's car. Meanwhile, Grantastrophe retires in 9th place. It could be a risky spot there. Meanwhile, Verstappen's in danger of being knocked out if Stroll or Brindy Boy improves. Meanwhile, Breezy and Top Notch have retired, or gone into the pit, sorry, and they do not have enough time to go back out. So that is the end of their qualifying session. So RSF1 Stroll going through the mid-sector. He doesn't actually go faster in the first sector, but he actually is beating his previous best by half a second. It's going through turn 8. Still looking very good. No wobbles yet through turn 9 and 10. Again, as Vettel said, a very difficult area, this part of the track, which you have to slam the brakes on as you're trying to get a really good line into that hairpin. Still pretty good. He's now got a Mercedes in front of him. That looks like the car of Braver Container up in front. RSF1 Stroll still looking good. He actually looks like a very tidy mid-sector Vettel. You know, it looks very good.
Yeah,
Actually, the
Ferrari,
fastest.
Yeah, that Ferrari looks planted, unlike the real life one.
Yeah, and it's actually cheekily took advantage of the slow-moving Mercedes and took a little bit of tow coming after purpling the second sector. Stroll could make this a very good spot for Ferrari. Crossing the line, goes fourth fastest, sets Verstappen down.
And there's still Verstappen's teammates to go. Who is 1.5 seconds up on his lap. Will he knock Grunty out? He does.
Britney Boy! Second place! Impressive.
Well, RSF1 wait through the skin of his teeth.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, he's going to be the lone Williams going into the top 10. Meanwhile, in chat, Moronic says the soft runners are taking a big risk, which is very true because, you know, a desert track will kill those softs. Meanwhile, after replying to Ioke saying my throttle is sticking, Bodos said put some WD-40 on it. Meanwhile, hey there, Bodder. Good to see him back in the chat. And you see he's doing well as well. And that is the end of Q2. I'll let you go over the drivers eliminated, by the way, Vettel.
Right, in 15th we have Breezy 72-72 in the racing point. 14th we have Iox 187 in the Haas. 13th we have RSF1 Notch for the Alfa Romeo. 12th we have RSF1 Verstappen, a bit of a surprise to be honest, because he had some really good pace in Q1. 11th is S03, who also is a bit of a surprise to me at least, because he had a really good Q1. And through the skin of his teeth, RSF1 Waiter is P10 and not out. Would you like to run through the top three?
Roger that. In third place in the Renault was K-Mag with a 126.011, so a very good time there. Just narrowly missing out on the 25s. Brindy Boy managing to set himself a huge flying lap. Safely puts himself in second place with a 25.974, so very good work there from Brindy Boy in the McLaren. And then taking the fastest lap of the second qualifying session is Sturridge with a 125.868, which is actually one of the fastest times we've seen so far of the qualifying. I know someone got a 25.7 in Q1.
It was Verstappen.
But the medium runners obviously must be more difficult. I think the medium tyres will be good for more pace, unless like lap times.
Yeah, P11
Dark,
is a great place to be.
Yeah, actually it is, because you're not too far back from P1, and you get a bit of you have the ability to take advantage of anything happening in front of you into turn 1, as long as you're not caught in a possible clash. But very close times there from the top 7. Snodvod only being 7/10 of a second behind Sturridge's time, and Brindy Boy only a 10th off. So, you know, some really good consistent lap times coming through. And here comes the juicy part now, Vettel, which I have to ask you, your guess on the top 3, mate.
Judging on Q2 pace, I would put Brave or Moronics P1 between those two. I imagine Shrimper will be up there, so I'd probably go Braver 1, Moronics 2, and Shrimper 3rd.
Interesting. If I was to make a guess, I would say I think Shrimper will try and take top of the table, so I'm going to guess Shrimper P1. I'm actually going to guess Sturridge in second, and I think Moronics might be a definitely good contender for possibly taking third place. And again, Williams seems to be the first car out on track, which is definitely different.
It is at the end of the pit lane.
Yeah, it's true. Top notch. That sucks. 27-1 on hard, should be in that top 10. And Patronus says you could do a one-stop starting on soft, but you will have a lot of wear on the hard and the end 80 plus. Actually, if I remember from 2019, the puncture zone like for tyre life is 70%. Is that right?
It was 75 and above, I think.
Oh, so that's where you can really push the tyre life there. Verstappen, I'm happy starting on fresh tyres, so him being knocked out in Q2 is a silver lining, though. He's not going to be on worn tyres unlike the rest of the top 10, so these guys will definitely have some work ahead of them, especially if people are going for the more hung-out strategies, like going for the hards maybe for a start. Meanwhile, we're on board with RSF1 Waiter in the Williams on his flying lap, so going into turn 1. Just misses the apex, but he clips across turn 2 and through 3 quite nicely, as Vettel said. You know, if you clip the corner in turn 2, you get a very nice run through.
I tend to take turn 4 quite wide with the curve. I like to dip a wheel over that and then cut in really sharp.
Is it similar how you can take turn 14? Because obviously turn 14 being second to last corner, you could ride that curb on the outside.
Yeah.
Could you ride a bit of the track coming coming into turn 4? You know, like as you're about to approach it, you could ride the sort of wider part.
Half the car length. Yeah. It's like this
Me
corner
and
that Witt is on. You can go onto the curb there and get a much better exit.
yeah, I was going to say, it looks like you got a nice wide run there through in turn 11. So it's very good work. Actually, good second sector. Actually, it's pretty good time there by Waiter. I know Verstappen, Grunt, and Top Notch have a little bit of banter. Because Verstappen's like me, Grunt, and Mum itch for solid points, and then he made like a grammar mistake and he said notch afterwards.
25-7 for Waiter.
Wow, that's actually a really good time.
It sure
And
is.
here comes Moronix. A 26-1. Even Moronix couldn't go faster there. Steerage a 26-156. Only just 300ths of a second off of Moronix's time. Snodvod 26-6. Here comes a Ferrari 27 dead. McLaren, Brindy boy. Goes and does a 26-2. AlphaTauri 26-2 as well, and then Brevet Container does a 26-5. So again, it's looking like the 26 marks is where everyone's sitting. Meanwhile, here comes the other Renault. It's of K-Mag around the last corner. K-Mag rocking Danny Ricciardo's car. Goes fastest of 727. 25-727. That's just narrowly faster than Waiter. Very good job. Very good job there from K-Mag. I couldn't even talk there.
Shrimp is looking racy.
Shrimper, the race winner in Australia.
Ooh.
Only 7th fastest.
I do believe he had
Very
the
close
quickest
table.
sector 1.
Top Notch, we don't want no safety car. Gruntastrophe says there's going to be a safety car guaranteed. Well, if everyone drives nice and clean, there shouldn't be any worries of any safety cars.
Yeah.
Now,
in my
here comes a
opinion,
little bit of a boring
safety
car
car
now,
comes
Vettel.
out. Oh yeah, the fill the time.
Everyone's just come out in one go and did all their laps, which is cool. Gave us a little bit of action for the start, but now everyone's gone back to the pits, and it's just going to leave you and me just sitting there twiddling our thumbs until the last few minutes.
I am quite interested to see whether teams are going to be towing, because the only 3 teams I can see who are able to do that is Mercedes, Ferrari, and Renault.
True. And actually, I think it's the first time I've seen in a while of how many of like teammates making it into the first qualifying session, because normally it's quite split up. As we can see, Waiter, Sturridge, Rindy Boy, and Snod are the only people that are without a teammate going into the top 10. It would be interesting. Altman Shrimper sped in the pit lane there. Obviously, in qualifying, there's no repercussions of doing that. You'll receive a warning only for speeding in the pits. However, if it was in race situations, the game would have awarded him there a 5-second time penalty. But that is currently it at the moment for Q3, with 5.5 minutes to go. Actually, take us through the top 10, Vettel, while we wait for these guys to come back out.
Right, so currently P1 is RSF1 K-Mag with a 25-727. Second, we have RSF1 Waiter dash Brundle dash Grutschler with a 25-768. Third, we have RS Oronix with a 126.123. Fourth, we have Steerage, not Sturridge, with a 126.156. Fifth, we have actually Sturridge for AlphaTauri with a 126.238. Sixth, we have the McLaren Brindy boy with a 126.293. Seventh, we have Shrimper 84. for Ferrari with a 26.325. 8th, we have Breva Container for the Mercedes with a 26.566. 9th, we have Snodbot Watson with a 126.621, and 10th, we have RSF1 Stroll with a 127.030.
And I think Sturridge is now going to be the trigger for other cars to come out of the pits, because 4 minutes remain and there is some time left. I think some people will leave it just to the very last couple of minutes just to wait until there's a clear track. Sturridge is going to be one of those people in the last 4 minutes to go out on their lap. Obviously, track evolution. Quite a few cars have been on it now, so it's sort of given the track the grip and the warmth it needs. Yeah, obviously in Q1 the lap times aren't incredibly too accurate because it's well, even though it's hot track temperatures, there's been no grip worn into the track surface. So now at optimal grip, Sturridge is now about to begin his flying lap, and Vettel, I'll let you take it away, mate.
With Sturridge, so when going into your flying lap, you generally want to take quite a wide line into this corner, which I don't think Sturridge is. Yeah, he's going to take the advantage of it. Go down to the third, he's going to short shift. No. Straight back onto the power, then the DRS, into 8, and then a straight line to turn 1. I like to keep it a wide entrance into the corner because it gives it a little bit of extra traction. Is he going to short shift up? Yep, to third. Keep got the inside curve, is he going to clip that one? He sure does. DRS, up to 8th gear. He's going to take advantage of the wide line, which I was talking about. Down the third, back up to 4th. No, stays in third. Hits the curve nicely. Oh, don't go over there too much. Oh, a little bit of a poor entrance there. Nice and wide in the first. Nope, in the third. Straight back onto the power. Hardest corner in F1 in my opinion, but you know. Not good going at the first, surprisingly. Straight back onto the DRS. Will Sturridge abuse the track limits again? He sure will. Oh, nice entrance into the corner there. Oh, a little bit of curb. Is he going to hit the inside curb? Nope. Be careful not to invalidate there because the track limits in this game are really bad. Straight back onto the power. Up to 8th gear. And he will go for the wide line again. Down to third, back up to 4th, straight onto the power again. And then it's the run to the line, which will be what's looking to be a nice lap. Yeah, 25.8.
P3. Very good work there from the AlphaTauri. And we've got a few more cars now on the flying lap, consisting of both the actually everyone. Everyone's now finally come back out. So this is where we're going to see the moment of truth. Meanwhile, both the Mercedes are on their flying laps, but as you said there before, Vettel, that they could try and take advantage of being out together, of giving each other the toe, but it doesn't look like they both want any of it. Moronix is now going to cross the last corner and cross the finish line. He actually goes for a 25.6. A very good lap there from him. Brindy Boy is now starting his lap, but both the Ferraris now doing the same, but the Ferrari are more close together. Both of them, Shrimper and Stroll. Good to see. Snodvod now beginning his. Meanwhile, Braver Container, Moronix's teammate in the Mercedes?
Only
26.1. That's actually still a very good time, though.
It is, I think. Yeah, Shrimper's has to go for another lap, I think.
And
He's 10th up. It looks like the Ferraris have been towing.
oh, a little bit of teamwork from there. It looks like Shrimp, however, is the one who's actually in the advantage because he's receiving the tow off his teammate all the way through the lap. And then comes the slow-moving Mercedes of Moronix to allow them past. And Scuderia are going for it. Meanwhile, Brindy Boy is up ahead. interesting to see where both these Ferraris are going. Now, round the last, second to last corner goes Brindy Boy in the McLaren. Cannon sets himself a very good position into the start for the race. Goes fourth fastest. Now here comes Stroll. Stroll coming in the first Ferrari. Crosses the line. Sixth fastest. Shrimper. Third fastest. Good work there from Shrimper. Rover Container, however, is calling it a day for the qualifying. Meanwhile, around the last corner goes Steerage, and it also. Steerage goes 8th. And K-Mag, where's K-Mag going?
He
goes fastest. 25.5. What a lap! And looks like Waiter actually knocks down Shrimper, and it looks like RSF1 Waiter will be joining Moronics and K-Mag in the top 3. However, Shrimper's not out of the game yet because he's in the second row, and we've got a little bit of a third-person view there of Steerage's Renault. What a lap though! I have to give it to the to K-Mag. He has incredible quali pace. And there is a top 10, and now I'll let Vettel take it away with going over them.
Well, it's really good to see that from first to 8th there's only a 3/10 difference. Well, 3.5 tenths if you run a roundup. So in P1 we have K-Mag, P2 we have Moronics for Mercedes, 3rd we have RSF1 Waiter, 4th we have Shrimper, 5th we have Brindy Boy, 6th we have Steerage, 7th we have Stroll, 8th we have the other Steerage, well, Steerage not Steerage, 9th we have Brewer Container, and 10th we have Snodbod Vodson 19. I got it.
And by the way, Vettel, we've got 43 viewers. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us. Whether you're new or old to RSF1, regardless, it's good to have you all here. And now we are in the transition period between Q3 and the formation lap. So if you are new at all to this, to the game or to this point of the stream, the transition period is where all the drivers can go over their strategies in terms of tyre and fuel. They'll also be able to alter their setups only slightly due to parc fermé, and also they could do a little bit of working out with their teammates on what the strategies they're going to do in terms of tyre, when they should pit, etc, etc. I personally like to have a couple of plans, Vettel, in the event of a possible safety car. If you're on the softs going into the start of a race and then suddenly a safety car comes out, you're going to have a plan B set where actually I think it's best going on those hards to the end would be a good idea, if you catch what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. I was quite surprised that so many people went onto the soft tyres just to get into Q3. I personally think it's better just to stay in the mediums and see if you make it through or not, because if you don't, it's not the end of the world. Points can still be scored.
Yeah, it's like Grunt. Grunt is probably one of the people better off. He's in 11th place, and he's going to have the fresher tyres.
Yeah. I imagine probably most of the people outside the top 10 will start on the hard tyre because then go to the medium to the end of the race, which is significantly quicker than what the people on the softs do if they choose to do the one stop we'll have at the end. So I'm assuming there'll be ones to watch, everyone at the bottom of the, qualifying will be ones to watch at the end. Especially Verstappen. I think Verstappen will make quite a few places up.
Just saw something apparently. Apparently Snodvod got kicked out of his car.
He's not on the.
He's not on the list. Did Snodvod get kicked during this?
I don't think so.
I hate for him.
He might have left the end of quali.
I need to check with some of the guys. Did Snodvod leave before the end of Q3, or did he leave during the transition period, because Moronix is just readied up. If Snodvod isn't in his car, I might just call a restart. Oh yeah, no restart. Sorry, no restart. No. Can't do a restart. Unfortunately, it looks like Snodvod will have to. Oh no, his car's there. His car's there. Car is there,
it's a weird
so
game.
if he can. It is a weird game, because back in 2019, if you got kicked out of the car during the transition period, then you
yeah,
obviously you wouldn't be able to get back in your car.
I don't think Snod ever left. Oh no, it's AI, yeah.
Ah, okay. Right, well, we'll go over the formation lap meanwhile. In P20 is the AlphaTauri of Luki. In P19 is Element Snow. In P18 is XFR Peanut. In P17 is Muddy Biscuit. P16 is Rapid Sprays. P15 is Breezy. In P14 is Iox. P13 is RSF1 Notch, who is definitely looking very good on the hard tyre. Is actually up in P13, so that hard tyre might play very well into his hands in his strategy. He actually had a really good pace back in Australia, I think I can remember. Verstappen is in 12th. Grantastrophe is in 11th. In 10th is Snodvod. In 9th is Braver Container. 8th is Steerage. In 7th is Stroll. 6th is Sturridge. 5th is Brittany. 4th is Shrimper. 13th is Waiter. I felt weird, Shrimper Waiter, poet named that. 2nd is Moronix, and then taking the fastest lap of the session, of Q3 and starting on provisional pole, is RSF1 K-Mag. And meanwhile, you can see the tyre strategy there. Soft runners can go for 2 alternative strategies: soft, medium, or soft, medium, hard, depending on the driver's choice. Personally, I wouldn't do soft, medium, hard. You could still make up some good time using the 2 soft compounds and then the medium compound tyre. And here we go, as the drivers are now lining back up on the grid. This is definitely going to be an interesting race. Oh!
I hope that's just disqualifying them from the formation lap.
Yeah, when it says disqualified, they're not actually disqualified from the race. It's only through the formation lap. In a moment, Vettel, after we see the launch of the first lap, I'll ask you the question on which strategy would you prefer. Meanwhile, Luki, actually being very far behind, must have had an issue. And that's not going to do good for the cars in front of him, because their tyres are starting to get cold.
Especially those people on the hard tyre.
Yeah, that's going to hurt them heavily. Meanwhile, he's going to be the only hard tyre with actual proper heat in his tyre. And here we go for the Bahrain Grand Prix for Division 2, with the pit strategy coming on the screen once again and just like disappearing. It's 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go, and looks like the Mercedes on Moronix. It's a really good run, and Waiter is now following behind. The Ferrari of Shrimper gets a really good run, looking down the inside. He tries to make the move. He goes into second place. He's side by side with RSF1 Waiter. He tries to hold it, Waiter, and him touch wheels. The Williams is aggressively defending, and the Ferrari just got the really good run due to the soft compound tyre. It's close coming up into turn 4, and it looks like the Ferrari's going to have the inside on the Williams. This is classic battling between the two teams. Well, the 2 top teams, longest running teams in the Formula 1 group. And it looks like Waiter had a really poor run coming through.
Verstappen.
Oh,
major damage.
Safety car.
Lots of damage.
Peanut and Verstappen looks like they had a bit of contact. And the safety car has been deployed.
This will be really helping the soft.
Oh, okay. The graphic is actually personally suited to a driver. Peanut had a different one to K-Mag. Anyways, I was going to ask you this question. Your preferred strategy? Soft, if you're in the start like K-Mag, soft, medium? or soft, medium, hard? Or would you go for your own strategy?
If I was starting on the soft tyre, or can I pick any tyre I want to start on?
Anytime. If you started on the softs,
Right.
what would you go for?
I feel a lot of people who do the soft to hard strategy will probably not finish the race because of a puncture, because it is really harsh on tyres, this track.
I am actually quite surprised by the choice of some drivers, especially the soft runners. They have not decided to go out onto different tyres, unlike K-Mag. Peanut has actually received a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He won't be able to serve his 5-second penalty until the end of the safety car. So K-Mag comes back out.
Correct.
Oh, no, that's all right. Come back. I was just saying he was coming back out onto the track.
Element second on the hard tyre, or is that just
It's the grid going weird. Actually, here's a surprise. Moronics has actually got damage. Meanwhile, Element's car...
Is that on the safety car?
Yeah, it's on the safety car condition. Moronics has actually got wing damage. I would have thought he would have gone to the pits.
Yeah, that's quite a lot of damage. I don't think he's going to be able to go to the end of the race with that.
Definitely not. Unless he really wants to take a massive gamble and lose grip in the high-speed corners and the low-speed corners, really. Shrimp, however, in the Ferrari, takes the lead under the safety car of the Bahrain Grand Prix, while Waiter has been hugging onto the back of Shrimp's Ferrari. If the safety car isn't in this lap, I wonder what the guys are going to do. Are the soft runners going to go into the pits? Because right now, Waiter's got a one-stop strategy in line if he wanted to do it. He could go to the hard compound tyre to the end. It's completely up to him, but
I think
he's looking good.
Has to stay up, because if he goes in at any time now, it's guaranteed to stop. So he's taken the gamble already and gambling on the hards from now to the end of the race. It's just not going to work.
Oh, Rapid Sprays has received a 5-second time penalty for a severe collision with Top Notch.
He has.
Meanwhile, Moronics has
so.
heard us. Moronics has heard us talk about him. Himself and Top Notch have gone into the pits to change their tyres. Meanwhile, Moronics actually can also get himself a fresh wing change.
Alright, Notch didn't have damage as well.
Ah, okay. Meanwhile, Rapid Sprays and Element Snow have done tremendous on moving up to the top 10 already under the safety car conditions. Element is in 9th and Rapid Sprays in 8th, so very good work there from those two. Lukey 10th, K-Mag is up in 11th, so K-Mag is not down the grid as far as he thought he would be, so he's still in contention. But yeah, it looks like the Ferraris are taking a serious gamble with those soft tyres, and the same with Sturridge. People looking very good for a potential podium, I say, at the current moment. This is before any more future events occur. Right now, Waiter, Braver, and Grunt look like they could be well inclined to a possible podium.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It wouldn't surprise me if there wasn't some drama at the end of the race, especially with punctures, because I've done a couple of tests in the softs and they're good for more than 5 or 6 laps, and then they're just useless.
The worst part is I mean, only the safety car conditions, they're not pushing the tyres as hard as they would normally. So I'd say the safety car might at least buy them another lap, especially in a track like Bahrain.
Oh, well, speaking of the safety car, it is in this lap.
Rightio, so here comes the restart to the Bahrain Grand Prix of the safety car peeling in. Would you like me to run over the restart, or would you like the honours?
I'll let you have the honour.
Roger that. Well, the safety car is now going through the last corner. Shrimper is not it's not going to launch just yet. He's allowed to hold the back up just a little bit. He gets on the throttle, going through turn 14. He's got Waiter all over the back of him.
Oh,
he spins! The race leader spins!
Nice.
Too much heat on those tyres! Waiter takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix going into the restart of the race. Stroll has already been pressured by Sturridge. Catastrophe, he's moved up into 4th place, has passed Braver Container, going down the inside, and he's actually got the move done on the Mercedes. Very nicely done. Meanwhile, Stroll's been passed by Sturridge. And looks like Catastrophe is actually on the gearbox of the Ferrari. Going into turn 4. Down the inside goes Catastrophe. Very good work there. We've lost the steerage, but it looks like steerage is gone. What a restart, I have to say. Oh, no rapid sprays.
Oh, yeah, he's got damage.
Oh,
unlucky for the Red Sox guy there.
Let him crash out. You remember back a couple of years ago?
Oh, we got steerage. What was
Braver Container!
Mercedes. Some Mercedes.
Damage on the Mercedes as well. Unlucky to him.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
and steerage.
it looks like it's a Williams day today, because look at this. Waiter is up in front. Sturridge is trying to catch up to Waiter. In terms of the long run battle, Waiter is still in the advantage, even though Sturridge is slightly catching him on those soft tyres. He's actually on the fastest in the second sector. Lots of spinners. This action already, you know, we thought people like Braver might have been in contention for a possible podium, but now look what's happened. K-Mag, meanwhile, passes Element Snow. Very good battling indeed. Through into the second, well, I'd say lap 5, it's the second after the restart. Second lap. But it goes Waiter, Sturridge, Catastrophe, Stroll, Breezy, Lukey, K-Mag, Snow, Snodball, Money Biscuit, Peanut, Ajax, Verstappen. Verstappen's actually been passed by Moronic. Brindy Boy 15th, Tottenham 16th, Shepard 17th, Steerage 18th, Rapid Sprays 19th, and Braver Container completes the grid.
I believe Shrimper has got fastest lap of the race.
Shrimper can make up the pace, but he's still on those like harmed softs that he had a problem with. Meanwhile, Lukey gets a very poor run at turn 8 there, and it's going to allow K-Mag to put pressure on him through turns 9 and 10. Cuts the apex a little bit there, K-Mag does in the Renault. Uses the overtake and a little bit of his fuel, something in the rich mix, but looks like Lukey getting the better traction coming out of the hairpin. Is a little bit better off in this battle right now. It's hard versus mediums. K-Mag on 2 laps on those mediums. And it looks like he had another spinner. And it's Rapid Sprays again, coming out of the pits onto the fresh medium tyres. And he's just struggling massively. That Red Bull has got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, it sure does. That setup's not looking particularly great.
Oh, sorry to cut in. Down the inside goes Steerage, trying to get a little look on the race leader, Waiter. Meanwhile, the DRS is enabled, so Sturridge can get a little look done. But the thing is, his tyres are probably not looking too great at the moment, because as you said, 5 or 6 laps on those softs, and that is it. We are 5 laps into the Grand Prix, or 6 laps, sorry, on the safety car conditions for most of it so far. And Sturridge, obviously, is trying to make the attack happen. Waiter is probably not too, because Waiter's spun! No! Waiter's gone!
Another spin.
Sturridge takes the lead! Meanwhile, Catastrophe, his teammate, Waiter's teammate is fighting for first place, but Waiter is not completely out of the game yet. He managed to rejoin the track in 7th place. So he's still in a good position.
K-Mag, our pollster, is back up to 6th position.
A battle between teammates, between both the McLarens, Brindy Boy and Verstappen. Is that team order going into play there, or did Verstappen genuinely pass Brindy?
It looks like Verstappen
very close there.
did overtake him.
Oh, there's a battle between the teammates. I don't think this is ideal for the McLaren printable, going down the inside on his teammate. He's going to try and get the look. Brady Boy backs off, and that means Top Notch has to get the move round the outside. We've lost Maronics! That's the second Mercedes gone.
That's another spin.
And a battle between teammates as well in Haas for a moment there. Element Snow battling Peanut down the inside in turn 1, side by side, going through turn 3. It's a battle between Alfa Romeo and Red Bull going up into turn 4. It's side by side still, it's anyone's game, but the Alfa Romeo just eases up a little bit in front of the Red Bull and he takes 9th position. But Element Snow hugs onto the back of that car and he's raring to go. Meanwhile, Catastrophe takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Oh, Element's gone. Element's gone.
No! Did they make contact?
No, he dropped it in the zone.
Oh, lots of spinning.
Yeah.
So many spinners today.
That's a little concerning for me at least. Because I'm running the same setup. And both the Red Bulls have spun.
And again, battle between teammates, but this time it's in the Haas paddock. Unlike just a lap ago when it was between the McLarens, it's Iotes versus Muddy Biscuit. And here is whether they're going to allow team orders to come into play, or is Iotes going to get the move done? Iotes is not using the... he's using the ERS to try and catch his teammate. Breezy passes Stroll, takes 3rd place in the racing point. K-Mag up into 4th, a very good recovery from K-Mag. Very mixed session.
Oh, Notch is going... Oh, he's had to back out. But he's going to try it, I think.
Moronics a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane, and that is Moronics retiring from the session. That's the end of him there. Verstappen getting a little bit of a running past the Top Notch and Iotes. What a move!
Oh, they're up there.
Double there from Top Notch. He's been forced wide. Oh, and he hit the Ferrari! Luckily, no damage done there.
Oh,
careful, lads! He's bunting the back of the Ferrari. But Verstappen, what a move, by the way. He caught out, 2 or 3 cars.
He's going round the outside.
He's getting back into the slipstream. He's got the DRS and ERS on Top Notch. Is he going to send the move down the inside into turn 11? He's going to try to, but he backs off because Top Notch shuts the door on him.
7 laps on those soft tyres.
Waiter is actually catching up to Lukey. Peanut receives a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Meanwhile, we're going to go on board with Verstappen. He is going to try and maybe get the move done going into the straight. Meanwhile, Sturridge finally comes into the pits after 8 laps on those softs. So very good work there, dragging him out for as long as he possibly could. Moving Waiter back up into the top 4. And now here comes Verstappen. He's going to send it round the outside onto Muddy Biscuit. McLaren versus Haas Power going into turn 1. Side by side. And what a move by Verstappen. That was good.
Yellow flag stuck to 1.
Oh. Looks like Lukey had a bit of a problem there.
Oh, we got damage.
Oh, we've lost. Oh no! That's a bad day in the office if you're a Mercedes driver. Look at that. We've lost Moronics, and now looks like Braver Container is now joining him in second to last place. The Mercedes are not having a good day today, and it's gutting for the pair of them really, because I bet they were both raring to go, and this happening, it's quite a kick in the confidence there. But going back on board with Verstappen, he's now going to try and get a little look on Lukey. Round the outside, Lukey's got damage, and Verstappen tries to get the little switch back. Look at that move! What a move, Verstappen!
Yeah,
that
he has
incredible.
all the tyres and all the grip.
The best part was, though, is Lukey tried to cover him off on the outside, and it allowed him to make the switch back, and then took the inside line, and Verstappen moves up into 7th place. Meanwhile, both the Mercedes are out of the sessions. That is the end of their race.
Stuff on Lukey.
Is that Iotes? Oh, no, he just went there. Lukey receives a 5-second time penalty in the pit lane for speeding. I don't think he's retiring, K-Mag and Breezy are battling for second place though into turn 4. K-Mag's got the inside. Breezy in the racing point is trying to keep the move, but he can't. It looks like the Renault got the better traction going into turn 4. K-Mag's got the fresher tyres and an incredible recovery by K-Mag in that Renault, especially after his spin in the opening laps. Way to collect his first 3-second time penalty of the session, and that means Peanut and him are fighting for position at the moment. Snodvod is under pressure by Verstappen soon, but Verstappen is 2.5 seconds behind him. Peanut is opening the gap on Snodvod in the racing point.
I think Snodvod has got control of his car again, yeah.
Yeah, it's good that he's back though. We have to go back on board with Top Notch. He's catching up to Iox. Iox in the Haas, the hard tyre versus Top Notch on the mediums. Be interesting to see what happens next. Meanwhile, Brindy boys, this is a close battle for 8th place at the moment. Iox trying to keep up his teammate. Top Notch on the back of Iox and Brindy boy on the back of Top Notch as well. And meanwhile, Shrimp is still joining the battle. Shrimp is still on those softs.
His tyres
Shrimp
won't be looking good.
There he goes.
Yeah, he's down in the pits now.
I said it. I knew his tyres were very good.
Oh, he's going for a 2-stop there. There's the medium tyres.
Very good battles going on in the midfield here. Very, very good work. Meanwhile, Breezy is still staying with him with K-Mag in second place. Sturridge collect a 3-second time penalty. Actually, let's go on board with Sturridge because he's battling with this with Element Snow here. It's the battle of the Red Bull team really, because AlphaTauri is still really under the Red Bull team's sort of wing, but just branching off their own way with the name.
Oh, nearly to the rear.
Close he is. Yeah, such close racing between the pair of them. Go into the hairpin. Element gets a bit of a slow run in there, and that means Sturridge had to heavily brake there to avoid colliding in the back of the Red Bull. Now here's where Sturridge is really going to come into play. Element Snow is trying to cut off the slipstream. Down the inside goes Sturridge. It looks like the Element there left him no room there on the racing line, and that forces Sturridge to back off. And Breezy is starting to drop now, and Element is now trying to cut off the slipstream again. Round the outside goes Sturridge on Element, but this time Element has no way of defending, and that allows Sturridge to move up into P12. Meanwhile, Waiter now finally pits onto new tyres. Onto the hards now goes Waiter, so that's a very good start there.
Element has re-overtaken Sturridge.
Oh, with the DRS assistance. Meanwhile, there's still a battle going on for 7th place between Muddy, Iox, Top Notch, and Brindy Boy. Let's go on board with Top Notch because I think he's now soon approaching. I think Haas is playing a different game here. I think Muddy seeming like the fastest out of the two of them. I think Iox is playing a defensive strategy here, keeping the faster cars like Top Notch and Brindy back to give Muddy the opportunity to try and attack Verstappen.
It's looking that way.
Because Iox staying with Muddy is allowing him DRS, so Iox is not a sitting duck. Close racing there by these guys, but we're going to have to go back on board with Sturridge, who goes down the inside. A lap beforehand, he couldn't get this move done because Element was on the racing line and it had to force him to back off side by side, going up into turn 12. This is really close racing as Element is trying to hug onto the back of the AlphaTauri, and it looks like he gets a little bit of a lock up there coming out of turn 12. Oh, Element's gone! But luckily he's managed to recover and get back on the track. But Sturridge moves up and he stays ahead. Meanwhile, Peanut moves into second place as Catastrophe, and Breezy has gone into the pits. Meanwhile, K-Mag has retaken the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Breezy is exiting the pits now. Stroll overcoming him.
Sorry to cut in. Top Notch is going to go round the outside into turn 4 in the Haas. There's a lock up for the Haas. It's been forced wide. The side by side, they touch, and they've almost got into the wall. And Top Notch almost just collected the Haas. What happened happened there? Top Notch looked like he had no room at all on the outside of turn 4, and Top Notch is going to have to sit out on that. He's going to try and fight his way back up. He's been passed by Sturridge. Ooh.
Thankfully, neither of them have any damage.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Ajax had every right to defend that position, but I think they both might have just been, well, I think Ajax just was a little bit excessive there with the defending, and I think Top Notch Pro should have backed away to maybe would have gotten a safer move, but in the end it's happened, and if they want to do anything about it, they're going to have to sort it out after the race. Meanwhile, Verstappen is sitting P4 and Brindy, his teammate. I actually have to give credit where it's due to the McLarens. They've both done really well. Let's go to position. Muddy Biscuit is up 12 positions. Peanut up 16. Look at that. Catastrophe on Ajax. And Catastrophe shuts the door. The Haas can't retaliate. This is a really good battle.
Still need to stop again because he's on the medium, and that will not do it again. So I imagine he'll be
he's not on
the
21 lap old tyres. It's just a game bug.
Yeah, he'll be lapping everyone now with 21 lap old mediums.
Oh, Brindy boy! Brindy boy crashed.
BST.
Virtual safety car.
Verstappen's in the wall. He's in the wall.
Oh no! Any damage?
No, it's
No, luckily
like
not.
he's dropped it. Lots of turns in this race.
Track by the looks of it. Meanwhile, that's played very well for the Haas cars. Muddy Biscuit up into 4th place, Snodrod 3rd, and Peanut 2nd. K-Mag is still 1st. If K-Mag can quickly get into the pits, he could save just a little bit of time. Oh, he's staying out.
Peanut might... No, Peanut will not pit, I don't think. Oh no, he's going into the pit.
He is! Is he going to try and serve his 5-second time penalty? I don't know if he can under the virtual.
I think the game does it automatically. Oh, Stroll drive through penalty. Yeah,
he is serving his 5-second penalty. And look at the transition of cars. As Summers taking the initiative to pit under the virtual safety car. We don't know if we're going to get another safety car now until the end of the race. We might do, might not, but we have to wait and see. Meanwhile, Verstappen is all over the back of Sturridge. This is going to be a very close battle. Can Verstappen get the move done after suffering a little bit of a spin during the virtual safety car, as Brindy Boy, the other McLaren, has suffered a crash and will not be continuing the Grand Prix due to terminal damage. So that is the 3 cars eliminated of both Mercedes and McLaren. Yeah,
I've noticed Verstappen locking up quite a bit actually. Yep, there we go again.
Just there as well. If the game had blisters show up on the tyre, I'm pretty sure he'd have some by now.
Yeah, it'd be flat spot central at the moment.
Breezy on Element Snow just cruises right by him. Breezy made that look easy. The Racing Point moves up into 7th place. And now his next goal is to try and catch up to the McLaren in front of him, Verstappen. Meanwhile, Breezy, though, is on the front. Oh, he goes... Getting wide there. But it was okay. But Breezy is now going to try and catch up to Verstappen. He's already cut down a couple of tenths of a second, so he's already doing a good job in catching back up. Snodrod in 11th is now trying to catch up to Shrimper.
K-Mag is now in the window to box again and go on some fresh medium tyres.
Interesting to see what strategy.
The softs to can try and hunt the fastest lap of the race.
Muddy Biscuit, though, has been on those hard since the beginning of the race. Is he going to try and risk a one-stop strategy? I mean, Grant is bearing down on him.
No, Muddy Biscuit, he pitted under the safety car. and I don't think it will do the end of the race unless he is very, very careful on the final lap.
On board with K-Mag. There's a moment of truth if you guys are supporting this Renault driver. Can he keep these tyres going, or will he feel the need to go into the pit now? Staying out.
Yeah, he must have gone for the soft tyres at the end of the race.
I mean, he can do that. It's a risky play, but it could work out for him if he can keep up this pace. He has got the threat of catastrophe. The only thing that will keep K-Mag in the lead is a safety car.
Sure thing, it will.
Verstappen still on Sturridge. A little bit quieter now because the gaps have slowly reopened. As some of the battling cars, such as Brindy, Moronics and Brave, are obviously being out of the session. Obviously, it's lessened some of the battles. Ooh, we got a new viewer. Barry TRC Turner. Good to see you in the chat, mate. Shout out to him.
Interesting. Sherpa's gone on to the medium tyre.
Has he?
I would have thought he'd have gone for the hard. He can't surely be going to the end of the race.
Waiters on the gearbox now of Element Snow. A battle that's just come up. It looks like Element is struggling with those hard tyres. It just keeps locking up. Oh yeah, look at that run. He got through the hairpin there. Luckily, Waiter not suffered any real loss of traction coming out. We'll check in a moment. I'd say we'll check lap 22 of any penalties / warnings.
Element is still to pit.
Is he?
Yeah, he's had 0 lap parts for the last 18 laps.
And going round the outside into turn 14 goes Waiter on Element. Element backs off, and that allows Waiter to move up into 8th place. Meanwhile, Iot and K-Mag have finally pitted. Muddy Biscuit takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And now this is what we're going to see if he's going to go for the go for the one-stop strategy. But it looks like Catastrophe is now bearing down on him. Sturridge in 3rd. K-Mag is now moved on to 5th, with Verstappen now in 4th. However, K-Mag will be able to attack the position again to try and fight back, because Verstappen is on more worn hard tyres. There, can't talk.
I am very surprised that K-Mag has gone on to the hards, to be honest.
I think he knows the mediums can't go on that long.
Well, surely he could have fit for the medium tyre again.
Unless he had no fresh mediums left.
Possibly, yeah.
Oh, we've had a spinner. Oh, that's Element Snow.
Element?
I think.
Yes, it is Element.
Has he got damage?
No damage, no.
Just probably dropped it in there. Hairpin. Verstappen, a lock up from him. This is where K-Mag can try and really do the damage. Can he try and get past the McLaren? He can't do it on this corner. He's going to have to wait until he's in the DRS.
Oh,
another lock up from
lock
Verstappen. Going down the straight.
Yeah, easy attack. Lukey with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, and there's a drag race to the first corner. Verstappen staying with K-Mag. K-Mag stays in front and closes the door on Verstappen. Verstappen's going to bide his time, but K-Mag, nasty lock up there, actually. Cool. And that's allowed K-Mag to move back up into 4th place. Sturridge in front of him on the worn medium tyre. It's not long until K-Mag can actually really climb back up and then catch up to the possible rival for today, Catastrophe. Meanwhile, Top Notch has moved up into P12 and actually collects a penalty. I think Top Notch and Iot are battling again.
They are. Iok's pushing him slightly wide, bit of contact. More contact.
Oh, careful, boys!
That number 8. Oh, there we go. Notch is done. RSF1 Notch has dropped it. A lot of spinners this afternoon, isn't there? Oh, he's done it again.
Oh no! not good for Top Notch, and his tyres must be on fire right now. He can't get any grip. Meanwhile, going back on board with K-Mag, because as I said, he was catching up to Sturridge after passing Verstappen just previously. Going down the straight, it's lap 20. It's Sturridge now goes into the pits. K-Mag makes his way back up to third place. Very, very good racing here. I think people like Shrimper, Shrimper being a previous race winner in Australia, doesn't look like it's going to be his day today in Bahrain. It looks like it's either going to be a Renault day or a Williams day, because Catastrophe is catching up to Muddy Biscuit, bit by bit.
I'm a little concerned for Verstappen. He's done 17 laps on those hard tyres. I am not confident they will go there. But then again, Muddy Biscuit is in the same situation.
Element Snow retakes 14th place. Top Notch receives a 5-second time penalty. He's retired in the pits.
Rapid Sprays
Unlucky to Top Notch.
Running a very lonely race.
I think Rapid Sprays is running in the hope that there could be a safety car before it's too late. Running in P16, but you have to give him credit where it's due. He's been running all on his own, and he's sticking it out though to the end. Meanwhile, we're gonna have to go on board with with Muddy Biscuit and Catastrophe, while these two battle, is allowing K-Mag to actually get closer. Here we go, going down the straight. Muddy actually goes into the pits, and Catastrophe retakes the lead. Oh, well, actually, I don't know if you took it in the first place, but Catastrophe takes the lead of the Bahrain Grand Prix. And now this is where it could be interesting, because K-Mag has got the fresher hard tyres, while Catastrophe is on 7-lap-old hard tyres. I think now, Vettel, I think we should check out the penalty situation.
We sure can. Right, race director. Catastrophe has only one warning, which was on the first lap. K-Mag again only has one warning. Verstappen has absolutely nothing. Prix has one warning.
Oh, there you go.
RSF1 Waiter, however, has 2 penalties. Shrimper, another driver with a spotless race. Snodboard, another spotless race. Peanut, a 5-second time penalty on lap 1. I mentioned that to Sir, and just the 1 penalty on track. Muddy Biscuit with only 2 warnings, and Lukey with 1, 2 penalties and a 5-second time penalty. And the rest of the runners don't have anything at all.
Wow! Very good work there from everyone. Not really many penalties being applied to drivers from running on track limits, so everyone's been doing a very good job. Meanwhile, Shrimper is slowly gaining on Waiter. It's 10-lap-old mediums versus 9-lap-old hards. Look at that speed from the Ferrari on the Williams. Turn 1. Done just yet.
I do believe Shrimper has got enough penalties.
I think, knowing Shrimper though, he's going to want to get past him as quick as he can to get 5th place, because if he stays behind Waiter, he might risk not being able to get 4th. Then again, we don't know what's going to happen, because a load of drivers have been dropping their cars. So, before we know, a back marker or front runner might drop their cars and it could push him up. Or if it's a back marker, then no change at all.
Yellow flags to 3.
Is that
maybe
rapid spread? Oh, I said it. Oh, I said it. Like a spin or anything like that. It's rapid sprays. He's now going into the pits.
I think it's going to retire. Driver at risk from a puncture is Verstappen, and it's going to be 50-50 whether he can make that.
Rapid sprays is not retiring even after that spin. It's still going.
Alright.
Run.
Maybe he's just trying to steal the fastest lap.
Yeah, he probably is. Verstappen is, as you said, the driver who's really going to be risking it. Muddy Biscuit on fresh softs. And he takes fastest lap of the race. That might stick with him. Waiter on Breezy. This is going to be interesting now because he's got Shrimper bearing down on him behind. But his mediums must be falling off soon. The battles have been very calm. I thought it would have been a little bit more intense for Bahrain.
Oh, rapid sprays nearly went at the back of Verstappen there.
Oh. There we go, Waiter. I'm going to go on board with him because he's on the gearbox of Breezy in the racing point. Is Waiter going to try and go for the move? Trying to utilise his DRS and overtake. Not quite enough though.
Waiter's penalty could end up maybe see him end up finishing 8th.
Can we get another top 10 rundown? Josh S03.
We can. Catastrophe still on no penalties. K-Mag with 0 penalties as well. Verstappen a spotless race. Breezy, just the warning. RSF1 Waiter, 1 penalty, 2 penalties. Breezy with just the 1 warning. Shrimper.
Yeah, he just made the move. Waiter got past Breezy, so you've gone over Breezy twice.
Oh.
It's all good.
It's not odd, a spotless race. Muddy Biscuit with 2 warnings. XFR Peanut with a single penalty. And a Loopy with 2 more penalties.
We've got a battle now going between Shrimper and Breezy. Ferrari versus Racing Point. Shrimper's going to try and get a DRS and oh, look at that. He's going to try and send it down the inside. But he tries to get a little look, but then he just completely backs off. And it's actually been noted that K-Mag is catching up to Gruntastrophe. We could see a battle soon for the lead because K-Mag's got much more life in his tyres than Grunt has.
Yeah, K-Mag definitely with a tyre advantage. Not sure whether it's going to be enough because 2.5 seconds is quite hard to gain on some of them, especially on this track, which is mostly straight lines.
Shrimper, DRS assistant. Don't know if he's close enough
I think
get
he's a
it
bit
done
too.
on that racing point.
He's suffering really badly with the RS.
Meanwhile, Muddy Biscuit passes Snowbog in the other racing point, and being on a soft tyre, Muddy can really push. I think he's got another 4 laps to go. Element Snow collects a 3-second time penalty, and we've got a spinner. Verstappen's got a puncture.
Verstappen, yeah. Looks like a rear left.
And a front left. And that's Verstappen with his puncture. The McLaren that was looking like he was going to do very good today. He's unfortunately dragged out his hard tyres way too long and he's suffered with that puncture. He's got a long way to go to get back to the pits. I don't know if he's going to go to the end or is he going to retire. It's a real shame for Verstappen, and that's robbed him of a good point scoring position in the McLaren, and that means McLaren's 2nd loss today.
Yeah, it's...
Meanwhile, Shrimper on Breezy. Breezy could get a podium here because Waiter has got that 2 time penalties.
Yeah, it's looking like Waiter's going to drop down to 8 with those 6 seconds.
Yeah, because the battle for 3rd place is between 3rd and 8th is very, very close. Meanwhile, it looks like Shrimper is even closer. Muddy Biscuit is actually really getting a little look into this battle. We've lost the McLaren again. Mookie has received a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Round the outside goes Muddy Biscuit on Shrimper. Shrimper's trying to defend on the inside. He leaves him room on the out. And it looks like they're going to go side by side into the S's. And Muddy Biscuit, he's sticking it there and he's made it happen. And Verstappen after receiving that puncture. And Shrimper down the inside, he's going to retain 5th place. But they're still side by side. They're going from turn 8 to turn 9. And it looks like Shrimper stays ahead. And I was going to say Verstappen, after suffering that puncture, retires from the race.
Yeah. I was just about to say, this will be the second time in a week in a row where Waiter has lost out on a podium due to multiple time penalties.
And Breezy isn't actually too far away from making another move. But we're staying on board with Muddy Biscuit because he's gone for the soft tyres and he's actually still doing very good. And we got a little bit of a calculation from Stygian that striking distance for K-Mag on Catastrophe will happen on the last lap. Meanwhile, Muddy Biscuit is going to try and pass Shrimper side by side going down the straight into turn 1. Trying to cut
He's
off
out
the
of the
slipstream. Yeah, but Muddy does get it done and he moves up into 5th place. Now he's going to try and take Breezy down with him, and I think Muddy didn't actually have any time penalty. So Muddy Biscuit is looking very good here. He's got to try and get past Breezy. If he can get past Breezy, then it's a podium.
Yeah, well earned podium as well, because I do believe. Yeah, that'll be 12, 14 positions up from where he started.
Oh, and lock up there from Muddy. Meanwhile, K-Mag has finally caught up to Catastrophe. I will get to the battles as I can, by the way, everyone. I can't capture everything, so please be patient. I mean, I appreciate you wanting to see a particular driver, but, you know, there's multiple battles happening in one go, so please let us do what we can.
K-Mag's in the DRS. Looks a little too far at the moment to be making the move. I'd come back on the final lap to that battle.
It all depends, because Grunt is struggling. But K-Mag didn't actually get a good run out of turn 2. Battle for the lead is going to be coming up. I think it's going to wait until after turn 10. We're going to quickly go back to Muddy Biscuit, who's obviously he's ahead of Shrimper. He's caught the back of Breezy's racing point. This is a battle for 3rd place, because remember, Waiter has got those penalties.
Oh, don't go for the dive. He's gone for the dive.
Down the inside!
Oh, lock up.
Oh, so close! Gonna have to return to K-Mag. Going down to turn 10. The DRS assistance, but Grunt got the better traction coming out of the hairpin. Oh, and it looks like... Oh, no, we've lost Shrimper. And Shrimper's received a 10-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. That's harsh.
Yeah.
He probably got forced wide, but I think that's a bit excessive. A 10-second time penalty. I mean, like, you know, fair play gives you a 3 sometimes, or a 5, but 10?
It's the final lap of the race, where Muddy Biscuit will be trying to make his move up on Breezy to get the podium finish.
And this is where K-Mag's moment of truth is coming. If he can take the lead and win the Grand Prix, he's got DRS and he's using what's left of his DRS. He's got nothing left at all. Is he going to try and make a look?
Grunt's not defending.
Grunt is... No, he's not. Our turn 2. Here's where the moment comes as K-Mag tries to move him. Grunt tries to cover him off. He's going to go down to turn 4. The battle for the lead is occurring as he goes round the outside. Goes K-Mag. Oh, Catastrophe. It's relevant and they touch wheels and Catastrophe's gone.
Oh, he just held it.
Good save by Catastrophe, but K-Mag takes the lead. And unless Catastrophe can come back, K-Mag's going to win the race, but I don't know how Grunt's going to feel about that, because I think he might have clipped that, because he dropped back quite quick. I know he had the wobble to try and save it, but he lost quite a few temps just rapidly there. I think he might have paused his game there.
It's looking that way. Muddy Biscuit is
My
Still
battery's
not ahead.
low. My controller's gonna die. No.
Oh, poor exit Muddy Biscuit there. Will I just slip him out of the podium?
So, I just hope my controller can hold out until we can cross the line. K-Mag, he had a very close battle with Catastrophe going to the end. K-Mag is going to cross the line. And he had the spinner in the back. There's rapid sprays. And Catastrophe wins. K-Mag at the penalty.
No, he's plus a lap apparently.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether K-Mag had one. No.
Okay, K-Mag is going... No, I think that's a game bug.
Yeah.
K-Mag definitely won that. K-Mag definitely won that race.
Games has glitched it. It's happened to me last season. In season 1, it put me a lot behind.
Well, K-Mag has won the Grand Prix. The game may have put him down, but K-Mag has definitely won the Grand Prix. So it goes K-Mag, Catastrophe, and Breezy actually hangs on to collect 3rd place. I'm going to quickly change my batteries. Hello?
Who's going to be driver of the day?
I have a feeling I know it's Muddy Biscuit. I'm back. Muddy Biscuit will collect driver of the day.
I think I'd agree with that. Even the game decided it.
Yeah, he made up so many positions. However, K-Mag did get relegated down because of the game. Catastrophe didn't win by a penalty. It's quite clear because according to the race director, K-Mag only had one warning, so there's no reason why he should have been relegated down to last place. But that has been the Bahrain Grand Prix. So K-Mag did win this race, so we'll get him into the comms box while we get Catastrophe and Breezy in as well. So going over the grid for the Grand Prix. Obviously, K-Mag's first, so we're going to have to just go by a slight altered sort of grid here. But K-Mag takes the win. Meanwhile, Catastrophe is second. Breezy collects 3rd place. Muddy Biscuit's got 4th plus driver of the day. Should we get him into the party as well, Muddy Biscuit? Snodvod. Snodvod is 5th. Waiter 6th. Peanut 7th. Sturridge 8th. Iox 9th. Stroll 10th. Steerage 11th, Element 12th, Lukey 13th, Shrimper 14th, and K-Mag, obviously he's meant to be in 1st. Rapid Sprays would be in 14th, just there. Verstappen 15th, Top Notch 16th, Brendy Boy in 17th, Braver in... I can't even tell what the bloody hell's going on anymore. This game's broken. Game also shows it has no penalties. Yeah, it's a clear bug there. All right, so I'll go over 3rd. You go 2nd. I'll go 1st.
Sounds good.
Rightio. So Breezy, welcome to the virtual comms box, and also all 4 of you, could you make sure you've included your audio in the party? Well, Breezy, a very mixed race has happened today with the opening safety car and the virtual safety car. Everyone really didn't know what to do. Some people tried to drag out the hards from the start. Some went for 2 stops. I really lost track of what was happening in that race. But how's it been for you, Breezy?
I mean, obviously quali was a disaster because it crashed, and then my mediums were tired, so they obviously only managed to get 15th. And then I'm still confident though for the race because I was on the fresh tyres, and I think that was just the best track to be on because the tyre temps around there weren't nice. I mean, I went from 15th to 10th from the first corner. I just stayed to the outside line and just managed to just get through. And then I just held the position, and everyone like pitted and got damaged and spun and stuff, and got up to like 2nd at one point I think. And then there was someone past who was quicker than me at the same time, I can't remember who it was. And then I was just trying to keep in his slipstream because there was another guy behind catching me up, and then I was running about the same pace as this guy because of slipstream, and then got in the pit hards, and it's just I was lucky because there's a couple of times I could have spun, but you know, I was lucky from that, to be honest. It felt a good race.
Yeah, and that's a good P3 for Racing Point as well, so that's some good points. Also, your teammate Snodvod didn't do too bad. Are you hoping to try and... Are you going to try and go for the championship win here? Because I know Shrimper, the previous championship leader, really did suffer there. He was winning there, but now he's dropped down the grid. Are you going to try and take the championship, or are you going to try and go for a constructors at least?
I mean, I'm in reserve, so it depends if I get a race. So
okay.
if I get a race, it'd be nice. But it depends, if I'm just helping out what team I go to. So.
Well, a very well-collected third place, mate. I'm pretty sure the Racing Point team will be very, very happy with that result. And now I'm going to pass over to Top Notch, who will be interviewing Grunt here.
Top Notch.
Top Notch Vettel. Sorry, I was looking at Top Notch's name on the lobby.
Fair enough. Right, so Grunty, you're making quite a habit of P2, aren't you? Run us through your race.
Well, hello. Should be my mic muted. I don't know how I did that, to be honest, mate. I've been up since half 4 this morning. I'm fucking shattered. But
language, please.
Sorry. That's how tired I am. Yeah, quali was it was alright. Started P11, so it wasn't too bad on fresh tyres, and then I just kind of took advantage of people's mistakes. Obviously, a lot of people were having collisions in front of me and whatnot, so I made quite a few overtakes, and then just kind of worked my way up to the front, and then obviously K-Mag got me on the last lap. Fair play to him. Obviously, had the fresher mediums, so fair play to K-Mag. GG's, man. Yeah, so. But I did jump you on the line, obviously, because you were a lap down. Terrible. I'm joking. Yeah.
Yeah, great drive, mate. Right, I'll hand it back to you, Primus, to interview the race winner.
K-Mag, well done on collecting the race win, and also congratulations to Grantastrophe in second. I bet there was very mixed emotions there in that race, because you started off pretty well, and then you had that spin earlier on, and then you managed to fight your way back up the grid and retook the lead, and then the moment you crossed the line, the game decided to shove you back down. So I bet you was feeling great and then instantly concerned about that.
Yeah, it was good. I don't remember no spin though. I pitted for the hard tires on the safety car.
Oh, I thought you
so
had a moment in the opening part of the race. Sorry about that. But anyways, you went for the hards, and
yeah.
You went for a good strategy there. I was saying it was the medium. Sorry, you went for soft, medium, then the hards. But Anyway, so tell us about your race.
Yeah, happy about that. Good battle with Grant. Was really tense at the end. Managed to close it. Good for the team. Yeah, happy.
And obviously, you've proven yourself that you can really now contend in the battle for the championship. Because I have to say, your qualifying pace has been it's been incredible. I have to say, and instantly, that's a nice 25 championship points in your pocket. Do you feel you could try and take this championship, or are you just hoping to at least get a decent finishing in the Drivers' Championship at the end?
No, I'm definitely going for the championship. I think it's in reach. It's gonna be tough though. Really, really close grid. Really happy about that.
Well, congratulations on the race win there, K-Mag. And we're now going to go over to our driver of the day, which is Muddy Biscuit. And Vettel, would you like to interview Muddy?
Yeah, I sure will. Wow, you went up, was it 14 places?
Yeah, 14, yeah. It was definitely a tough race, getting early onto the hards. I wasn't expecting to get up that high, but decided to take the risk to go into the soft. So after the late virtual safety car, I thought I might as well. My hard's looking good, I can stretch them out a bit longer and pit for the softs in the end. And it turned out working well, missing out only on a podium once obviously K-Mag gets the win of about, 3-4 tenths.
Yeah. Are you enjoying that beautiful piece of machinery that is the Haas?
In qualifying I wasn't, I was expecting to be a bit higher up in qualifying, I just didn't hook the lap up, found a bit of understeer, but in the race it felt a lot better, so hopefully next week in Vietnam I can have a bit more pace in qualifying.
Yeah, speaking of Vietnam, have you done any practice for it?
I've done my team race, but not very much apart from that, so I think everyone's going to be obviously a bit fresh into the new circuit, so it's going to be quite interesting, maybe for a different result.
Yeah, I think all of RSF1 won't be ready for. I mean, no matter how much you practice, it's a brand new circuit. Like, I mean, if real life Formula One were taking their way around the Hanoi circuit, I bet there would have been problems for them as well. Yeah. Anyways, so we'll quickly ask Breezy, how are you going to be feeling for Hanoi next week?
I hate the track, so not great. If I'm not in a wall, I might be in points, but I don't know. To be honest.
And Grant here? Oh, sorry, Breezy.
No, it's all good. No, it's okay.
Oh, sorry, man. Grant here. How are you feeling for Hanoi?
Well, I don't really care because I'm not going to be here. I'm working, so I'm going to miss that race, unfortunately. So somebody else will have to take the championship lead off me, I'm afraid.
Aww. Well, are you going to join us for Zandvoort at least, which will be a little bit down the road?
Oh yeah, I'll go on a stickie from work to get to play Zandvoort, mate.
Yeah, Zandvoort is a good track.
Love Zandvoort.
And finally, K-Mag, how are you feeling about Hanoi?
I hate that track. I just hate it. every turn.
There's no love for that track at all from anyone.
Yeah. It's just a bad Monaco.
It's like if Bahrain and Monaco wanted to have a baby and it turned out to have a load of problems.
Be deformed.
It's a very odd track because it doesn't know if it wants to have a load of S's or tight corners or straights. It's definitely a weird track. But anyways, thank you very much everyone for joining us for the Bahrain Grand Prix for the F2 division. I'll go over the finishing results for the top 3 and driver today. So finishing in 3rd place in the Racing Point is Breezy in the Racing Point. I'm losing my bloody composure here. And 2nd place is Catastrophe in the Williams. A very good race from him. And then taking the win is K-Mag, and after a very good pit strategy, taking a well-deserved win. And finally, as driver of the day is Muddy Biscuit for, obviously for collecting the most position changes, but I personally would have given it to him anyways because of his pit strategy calls. Because if there was at least a couple more laps, I have a feeling the battle for 3rd would have been a completely different finish. But in the end, he's still got driver of the day and a decent P4, so that's some good points for the Haas team. And that was my first race with the F2 division, because obviously I was away last week. And I'd say I'm not disappointed. They did deliver a lot, but a load of people actually suffered a lot of spins there, Vettel. So it makes me concerned for Hanoi.
Yeah, I mean, I've done nothing for Hanoi because it's just such a terrible track.
Admittedly, I haven't done much either. Hand up.
I've got a feeling that Hanoi is going to be another track where quite a few people spin because it's got some really heavy traction zones.
Yeah, it's. I'll have to wait and see. Really, with Hanoi, is definitely going to be a scary one. But anyways, so that has been it for this Grand Prix. If you want to see more action, please tune in tomorrow at 8 PM. I think it's the F3 division tomorrow.
It sure is.
Yep, so F3 will be taking the Bahrain circuit tomorrow, so please tune in at 8 PM then to see more Bahrain action. However, if you want to see more F2 action, you have to join us next Sunday, I'm afraid. But anyways, I've been Primus Gaming, and with me now as a permanent co-com for me, Vettel. Good to work with you again, mate. Been a while since we last worked together, and here's to the rest of the season together, mate.
Yeah, cheers to the season.
And yeah, thank you very much, everyone. Please take care. It's not safe times around the globe again, so please take care, and also stay inside, stay safe, and please please listen to the guidelines for COVID-19. I know some people are a little bit sick of it, but it's not gone. It never will be gone. We'll just probably have to adapt to it in the end. But please stay safe. We want to keep our viewers here. We don't want to hear of anyone suffering from it. But anyways, thank you very much, everyone, and have a good night.